Hello students, today we are going to start Chapter 5, the Judicial System. The topic which we are going to discuss today is different branches of legal system. There is generally two branches of the legal system. One is criminal law and second is your civil law. Criminal law deals with act that law defines as offense. Okay, in criminal law, we deals with those act that law define it is an offense. So that is dacoity, theft, or murder. But if I talk about civil law, it deals with taking away the rights of an individual or the cases of dispute relating to property, rent, sale and purchase of goods, divorce, or marriage. So these are the cases in which civil law deals. In the criminal law, first thing is the FIR is being lodged with the police at the nearest police station. First of all, the FIR, okay, first information report needs to be lodged to the nearest police station. And here it begins with filing of case by the affected person in a court. You can file a case against the person, okay, because of whom you are being affected. So it begins with the filing of case by the affected party in the court. In criminal law, accused person who is being accused, who is in guilty, is imprisoned and fined. If the person is found guilty, that accused person is imprisoned and that person is fined. But here in civil law, the court gives relief and restoration of the rights of the aggrieved party. Okay, it grants divorce and gives compensation also. It grants divorce and give compensation also. Suppose I went to the market, I purchased an item. When I purchased an item, any good I have purchased a chocolate cake, okay, the choco-bake cakes I have purchased. So in that, the manufacturing date was written and the supplier, the seller has sold it to me, but it was already being expired. If I want to file a complaint against the seller, then I need to have the cash memo, okay, this bill I should have. So if I am the person who is the aggrieved party, okay, with whom the wrong has happened, the person has sold me the expired thing, so I can put a case. If something happens to me, I can file a case against that person. If I file a case against that person and if that person is found guilty, then he needs to give me the compensation for which I am being affected. Okay, so that is your civil law. Like you heard the story of Hakim Sheikh. Hakim Sheikh went to each and every hospital, okay, but no one admitted him in the hospital. Okay, so he filed a case against the government in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court gave this order that compensation needs to be given by the West Bengal government to Hakim Sheikh, because right to life is a fundamental right. If anybody is taking away your right, you can file a case against him or her in a court. So it gives or grants divorce or gives the compensation. It deals with the cases of violence where some violence has been happened. It does not concern with the act of violence at all. Here, very important point, write it in your books also. The Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 contain all the broad parameters regarding the criminal cases. If I talk about civil cases, the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, it contains the broad parameter regarding the civil cases. Generally, if you see, in the criminal cases, the punishment is harsher, okay, than your civil cases. In this criminal cases, the punishment is harsher. So the second topic which we are going to start, that is, does everyone have access to the court? You tell me, does everyone have access to the court? Yes, of course. The Constitution of India has provided us with the right to equality. Okay, everybody is equal in the eyes of law. All citizens are equal in the eyes of law. So the fundamental right, if your fundamental right is being denied, then you can move to the court in cases of violence against the right, violation. If somebody is violated your right, okay, taken away your right, fundamental right, you can approach to court. The courts are available for all. Okay, either it is a rich class or a poor class. But in reality, it is very difficult for the poor people and downtrodden people to file a case in the court because the cost of litigation, underline the word litigation, litigation means the process of taking any legal action. Okay, because if they want, the cost of litigation means the process of taking legal action is very costly. Time is also spent, money is also spent. And the wage laborers, small and marginal farmers, other people who are poor and downtrodden, they cannot afford it at all. Okay, so does everyone have access to court? Answer of this question is yes, because it is a fundamental right, right to equality. That equality is before the law. Everybody is equal in the eyes of law. But in reality, it is not given to the poor people and the downtrodden people because they cannot spend so much time and money on any type of case. Okay, they cannot come to court again and again for any kind of legal hearing. They don't have this much time. They have to go to their place of work. They have to earn something. Okay, and also they are not having this much money. Okay, the cost of litigation is high. Now, the next topic is origin of PIL, that is public interest litigation. In public interest litigation, a person whose rights are being violated or who is being involved in any kind of dispute or he has been the person of atrocity. What is the meaning of the word atrocity? Any type of cruel act. So they could move to the court of law. So this we have done, a person whose rights are being violated, who is being involved in any kind of dispute, or he is the victim of atrocity. Atrocity means any cruel act. So that person can move to the court of law. See, the concept changed in 1980 when the Supreme Court of India set the trend to hear the cases where the case is not filed by the aggrieved person but by any other person on the behalf of the aggrieved person. So in this 1980 Supreme Court set a trend to decide or hear the cases where the case was filed not by the aggrieved person but by the others on their behalf. The apex court means the Supreme Court decided to reach out to the people, hence it was an innovative method wherein a person or civil society group can approach to civil court, means can approach to Supreme Court seeking a legal remedy if their public interest is at stake. So this apex court means your Supreme Court decided to reach out to the people with this innovative method where a person could approach to the Supreme Court seeking for the legal remedy in case of their public interest is at stake. Justice P.N. Bhagwati and Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, they were the first judges to admit PILs. Kindly underline their names. Justice P.N. Bhagwati and Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer, they were the first judges to admit PILs in the court. So a PIL is introduced in court of law not by the aggrieved person but by any other party or sometimes by the court itself. Okay, in this cases may occur where the victim does not have necessary resources for commencing a litigation, or they are not having freedom to move, it is being stopped. Okay, or the court itself, means the court is taken the cognizance of the matter that they will file the case. Okay, with examples I can tell you this thing in a better way. Sometimes the letter and telegram reaches to the court. Okay, it is also taken up as PIL and it is heard by the court. So PIL is the most important vehicle of the judicial activism. Okay, it is responding to the cases not on the basis of your newspaper reports, postal complaints, whatever the court is receiving, they'll file PIL. Okay, if they see that matters to be considered. Okay, the cases are coming in newspaper reports, postal complaints. For that also, if the court receive that complaints, PIL is being taken up. So judicial activism, there are two popular cases I am talking about. In 1979, newspaper published report under trials in Bihar jail. Under trial means a person whose case is already going on in the court of law. So in 1979, newspaper published reports about the under trials in Bihar jails who have spent a long year in the prison. Okay, much longer they have spent for the punishment as their offense. The remote promoted an advocate and he filed an PIL, file a petition. Petition is a written request in front of the Supreme Court and order for the release of the prisoners. What happened? In 1979, a newspaper published reports that in Bihar jail, under trials are going on. Means a person case is going on in the court, but the person has already spent the imprisonment more than that which is being taken up for the guilty. If that person is found, suppose a person is found guilty, okay, 7-year imprisonment is being given to the, means 7-year imprisonment is for that particular guilt, but the person already spent 9 years, means it is more than they have spent in the prison, so they would spend more than their punished offense. So this report published in the Supreme Court. Okay, this an advocate filed a petition in front of Supreme Court. Again, I am telling, listen. In 1979, a newspaper said that under trials are going on in Bihar jail. Means the person who are there as a prisoner, they have already spent much more than time. Okay, they have already spent longer time if they have been punished for their offense. Much longer than that they have spent in that particular jail. The report prompted an advocate. He filed a petition in front of the Supreme Court and the court ordered to release the prisoners because already they have spent much more time. If their offense is being at guilt, they would spend that much time period, but they have spent much more time than that time period. So he filed a public interest litigation because here public interest was at stake. So the Supreme Court ordered to release the prisoners now. Okay, because they would have spent, if they are punished for their offense, much longer time they have spent in the jail. In 1980, a prisoner in the Tihar jail, he managed to scribble in a piece of paper to Justice Krishna Iyer that in Tihar jail, there is a physical torture going on. Okay, they are torturing the prisoners. He complained about physical torture in Tihar jail to Justice Krishna Iyer. This person scribbled in the piece of paper and sent it. The judge got it converted into a petition and it was filed as a PIL in the court. Okay, so sometimes a letter or a telegram also works to take up a PIL. Sometimes the court itself can take up the PIL, or the victim who does not have necessary resources to commence a litigation or his freedom has been encroached upon. So in that case, the court can take the matter in their hands. I hope you understood two examples. One was of Bihar jail, second was of Tihar jail. In Bihar jail, under trials were there. The prisoners have spent much longer time in the jail if they have to spend, if their guilt is being proved. If they are punished for their offense, for that much longer than time period they have spent in the court. Okay, and second case, a prisoner in Tihar jail, he complained about the physical torture going on in the Tihar jail to Krishna Iyer. So both the cases got converted into a petition. Petition means a written request, and it was taken up as PIL, public interest litigation. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.